Katie Hopkins is a television personality and a columnist in the Sun newspaper, first appearing in the public eye in 2007 on the third series of The Apprentice with Alan Sugar. She's best known for her personal and critical comments towards the camera.
This level, you have one speed setting, and that speed setting is slow, slow, slow. Someone put the wrong speed dial in when they created you, sweetie, which is why when the phone rings, I always drop.
From her appearance in The Apprentice, she has appeared on shows such as This Morning on ITV, expressing her views on children's names, as she dislikes the name Tyler, as this is a bad child's name. She has also expressed her views on weight and tattoos and the class system.
So what's in a name? Katie Hopkins says a lot. In fact, she goes as far as to admit that she doesn't like her children befriending kids called Charmaine, Tyler or Brandon. Why? She says because they're likely to be from a lower class. If you have a tattoo, you will never be a high achiever.
Hopkins' Twitter account has caused high controversy and criticism for her blunt, racist remarks on immigration and classism. From her online fame, Katie has managed to end up on shows such as ITV's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here and Channel 5's Big Brother, increasing both her popularity and fame.
You carry on sashaying that pathetic little art of yours. You are repulsive, you are disgusting, and you utterly disgust me.
Some little child in Indonesia probably made that.
Well, it's a job.
Do you like Katie Hopkins?
No, not at all.
What is your opinion on Katie Hopkins?
I haven't really got an opinion towards her. However, all I know is that she's definitely wasting her time being racist.
She's probably quite politically incorrect. She insults kids who, even at a certain age, are still going to be vulnerable.
She's a slay racist.
I don't know, I really don't like her. I feel like freedom of speech is good, but she takes it too far, like to the point where she's offending people.
My name's John Bradshaw and I'm an English and philosophy teacher at Thomas Tallis School. I'm also the head of the sixth form.
Can you also state whether you're a fan of Katie Hopkins or not?
I'm not a fan.
How do you view her opinions?
From what I understand of them, they seem to me to be deliberately controversial. It seems to me that she is a person who is attempting to secure a career for herself by having a visible role in public life as an irritant.
I'm going to read your tweet now on something that Katie Hopkins feels strongly about. I just want you to describe your initial reaction to it. So she previously tweeted that Palestinians busy knifing Israelis, two-state solution my arse. Filthy rodents burrowing beneath Israel. Time to restart the bombing campaign. Describe your initial reaction here in one word.
Ignorant.
You know me. I always speak my mind. For my new documentary on TLC, I go further than ever before.
We eat too much and we don't move enough. I'll put my money where my mouth is.
So you think it's that easy to prove you're right?
Easy as pie.
It's the show everyone's talking about, but will she eat her words? Katie Hopkins' My Fat Story starts Friday the 2nd of January only on TLC.
Can you state your name and occupation, please, and whether or not you're a fan of Katie Hopkins?
My name's Rebecca Shackley. I'm a teacher of media at Thomas Tallis School, and I am not a fan of Katie Hopkins.
What do you already know about Katie Hopkins and the media?
I know that she's quite a vindictive columnist for the Sun newspaper, and she's appeared on programmes such as Celebrity Big Brother, although I question that she should be given a celebrity status.
Do you think the media tries to manipulate people or change their views?
Yes, as in a bigger context of the media, yeah, definitely. You can see that through all sorts of different examples. So newspaper headlines, certain newspapers will lean towards certain sort of political views, certain magazines will show certain sort of images that have been manipulated, which make women feel quite body conscious and things like that. I'm not saying all media does that, but certainly the media as a whole is portrayed to do that.
Employer, she would never hire someone overweight because they are lazy and lack ambition.
Katie Hopkins expanded recently, and she done a show called My Fat Story. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it, yes, but I didn't see any of it. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I'd want to see it. As somebody who is obese myself, it would be fascinating to kind of see actually whether she learned something about obesity as a problem. I think it's an issue that is not just so clean cut. You know, obviously people themselves, it is an issue of willpower in some people, but some people genuinely have health issues where they cannot control their weight. And I don't think she's very fair. She kind of pigeonholes everybody where she doesn't know specifically about people's cases, and hopefully she maybe learned something on that journey through that documentary. I'm not sure because I haven't watched it, but I'm not sure if I would want to watch it, because I feel like if it's anything to go by from what she said in the past, then she probably hasn't learned anything about herself and what it's like for these people.
Okay. If there is anything that you could say to Katie Hopkins about the way that she words things, what would it be?
I think she needs to think before she speaks, basically, and actually think about the impacts of what she's saying on people. She says things, I think, just to cause controversy, and she's not actually thinking about how that's going to affect the people and just how vile her information is.
That. Now, would you judge a child differently if their name was Jaden or Chantel as opposed to Finlay or Esme? According to NetMum's survey published today, it's something many Brits are guilty of.
So what's in a name? Katie Hopkins says a lot. In fact, she goes as far as to admit that she doesn't like her children befriending kids called Charmaine, Tyler or Brandon. Why? She says because they're likely to be from a lower class.
Well, Anna May Mangan is outraged by Katie's opinions and thinks she is snooty and old-fashioned.
You can tell a great deal from a name. You know, for me, there's certain names that I hear them and I think, ooh, and it's associated, ultimately it comes down to the mum or the dad, because they are the ones that gave the child the name. But when I hear screeched across the playground, you know, Tyler, come back here. You know, that's the Tylers, the Charmaines, the Chantels, the Chardonnays.
And there's no one shouted out, Esme, come back here.
I don't hear that so much.
Really?
Nor do I hear, Ileana, trot back here. You know, you don't hear that, do you? But you hear, Tyler, come here. You know, that. And for me, that summarises everything. A name, for me, is a shortcut. It's a really efficient way of working out what class that child comes from. Do I want my children to play with them?
My name is Jessica Kirby and I'm in full-time education.
Are you a fan of Katie Hopkins?
I wouldn't say fan. I'd say I like some aspects of her, but I'm definitely not an actual fan.
What makes you like her the most?
I think it's her responses, like on social media when I see all the time. I find her quite funny.
Do you agree with her views, such as she dislikes the name Tyler for little children as it means something to do with a troublesome child?
No, I don't agree with that.
Do you think if you had children, would a name of a child deter you from letting them hang out with certain people because of their names?
No, it wouldn't at all.
Do you think she's aware that her comments are controversial?
Yeah, I think she does it on purpose to get a reaction. Yeah.
Katie did a post saying Palestinians are rodents. Do you agree with this view?
No, I think that comes in some of the things that I find really offensive of her.
So, what in fact makes you like her?
I think overall, it's her comedy. I think she's quite funny. Yeah.
Insanely extreme attention seeking, and it's all just media publicity. I mean, there's no way she can actually believe that people with certain names are representative of the characters that they are, and that middle class pulls on everything. It really upsets me, to be honest. So.
Do you think she's a good role model for girls?
I think she's a terrible role model for anyone, like everyone. Just ignore what she says because it's completely irrelevant to modern day society. It's just...
Do you think that she's a good role model for young girls?
No.
Not particularly, because I don't think she's compassionate enough. I think she's too opinionated.
Personally, I don't think she is a good role model for young girls.
Katie Hopkins?
What do you want, darling? I'll say literally anything if the price is right. Just bung us some cash and I'll puke you out a gob full of knee-jerk, pretend angry drivel. I'm like Jeremy Clarkson with a vagina, full of wasps.
Stop! I'll give you £1,000.
£1,000? Wow. What do you want me to say for that?
Nothing. Just shut your bloody gob, you parasite.